The fear of missing out is now playing out in the crypto sphere. One after another, each and every crypto asset is going to the upside. BTC hitting 35k, Ether near $1,000 are a sign of this in this market. Always remember, the correction from here in a bull run where the FOMO is going high would be different. The correction from here for coin experiencing this type of FOMO will be limited as this market looks for the next leg upside. XRP is now on the 5th place in coin paprika, and the only coin in top 10 which is in red for last week. So you wonder what XRP price is doing right now. It's slowly and steadily showing signs of a possible recovery. It's showing you that Adam and Eve pattern there. Now that's not a bad thing, that's actually a cool thing to see. But for that recovery, the confidence in the market is really important, which the SEC pushed to the downside. Many retailers do not understand what they are dealing with because they see 50, 100, 200% gains on different crypto assets on their left and right in the realm of crypto, and they are tempted. And for everyone who is looking here at the crypto market for profits, they do have to understand the technicality. Otherwise, they are going to miss this huge. And when the crypto is in a bull market and everyone is making profit, the tax man in US is coming for you. Yes, the government didn't give much clarity for majority of crypto assets, but they want a fair share of your profit. And that's how the governments work. They want their piece of your income. As we progress in the bull run, do not forget this type of scenario which is really playing out. For some time, the market will close their eyes because they are running for the price. The FOMO is there. But the reality will soon come in front of them. They will soon recognize the needs and wants, because that is a huge different scenario in this market, because it plays that difference and you need different type of payment structure. One payment fails, then the people go for another one. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. As the crypto market is pumping, you have to actually understand which coin is going where and what you can expect in that medium term. Now, yes, even though you plot this on medium term, you get the return on your investment way quickly, even better than short term. We were anticipating $800 Ether, and then 975 to 1000. We reached those. Then for this one, it's LTC, and that's actually a huge buying opportunity, which we highlighted. Then we moved, we cracked. Then Cardano, you know what happened after this thing I posted on Jan 2. So if you are looking for these type of updates for your portfolio with different assets, you can look at the Patreon link given in the description. Payments cannot be neglected. When you're in a bull run, bear market, it doesn't actually matter because the underlying infrastructure is required. Right now, if you see, based on Venezuela's condition, they have to move into dollars. Now, do understand, dollar is also a depreciating fiat currency right now, but they don't have another option as of now, and they are moving into this one. Why? Because they can't consider BTC as a complete payment system for their country. But yes, partially, a lot of people in Venezuela are using BTC and Ether for their short terms of payment. But the issue for them is this: when they are executing such a payment, it's more than 10% for that fees. Then what is the difference between this technology and the legacy system such as Swift? They're also charging you 8 to 10%. Now here, when the market is getting congested, the FOMO is kicking in and the price is going to the upside, investors are making money. Those who trade the market are making money. But those who use this for payments are suffering. And that is when you really have to understand the need for a payment system which executes at a shorter time span, and then with near zero cost. That is really important. This tweet from Ms. Dangerous XRP highlights R3 Wells Fargo cross-border payments via distributed ledger passed payment rail XRP. So when you look at this, it really gets interesting to understand that they are all moving in this direction. The infrastructure for the payments is necessary and mandatory. But what really happens here is people most likely will look at the market caps of different assets, daily fluctuations, because yes, ultimately you are here for profits. And if SEC is slowing you down from getting your profits in XRP, then majority are moving into other assets. What a smart investor can do here is, if you want to accumulate more, if you believe you have little number of XRP, you can do that. If you believe that you have enough XRP which you have accumulated for last 2-3 years, you don't actually have to sell them in red to make the whales take that benefit. Instead, if you want to invest more, you can look at different assets which show you the probability of moving to the upside. You can look at LTC, how it moved, Cardano, how it moved. There are a lot of different assets in first 50 to 75 which shows you that they are going to go up magnificently. And some of them really surprises you. Even with negative news, they are going to pump crazy. Now we highlighted majority of that, say 7 out of 10 of them, and they all are working fine. So majority of the patrons are really happy about what they are saying. But do understand, I put out these, and if you are entering and exiting in the middle road, you have more risk there. If you ride this wave as considering this as a medium term opportunity, your risk is less. If you're entering into that breakout and you're taking out your profits in midway, the greed part of the investor kicks in, then it's risky, because in between you don't know when the wick will come, kick you out and go above, right? So always ride it from the bottom of that particular pattern until you reach your target, then you can move on. So here for XRP, when you look at this scenario, it's clear on a shorter time frame this is your target. But yes, the 50-day moving average on a 4-hour is acting as a resistance, and we need to slowly move above this. But when you look at general perspective, it's clear, right? The payment system is here, but the price of the asset is still at the bottom. So that's an undervalued asset which you can buy. But for those who are waiting for SEC announcement, court case, January 19th and all, yes, it's okay for you to wait so that you don't have that much stress. But those who hold XRP in red, I put that video out for you guys yesterday. I will give you a lot of value if you really would like to learn more about your XRP holdings. This tweet from Satanoshi shows you this. And now, that points which he's highlighting is similar. I highlighted that with Ethereum. He's using BTC, and that's actually value for your eyes, because it shows you a lot of different information which you need right now as an XRP investor. Because that second shakeout with the long wick to the downside did kick out a lot of guys in BTC previously. Similarly, double that individuals in XRP were kicked out. Because of the massive drop there, a lot of individuals jumped out. Because emotional stress is not something which everyone can handle, and those who handle that stress get the maximum return on your investment. If you consider that as a short term or medium term trade, depending upon what type of trader or investor you are, you would enjoy these profits. But one thing which you need is patience. You can see the first wave here, it came down, then the second wave. Both of them fell huge. If you really want to compare them in terms of percentage, you can come to your chart, whichever software you use. I right now use CoinTrader for plotting my charts. Now, if you really want to go back and measure those in terms of percentage, for Ether, we actually measured it, right? Now here for BTC, you can actually plot and see for BTC itself, it was about 60%. Do you understand? The value of BTC when it was going to the downside was about $10,000. Still, it fell 60%. So considering that, when XRP fell down 70%, that's not actually a massive drop. Now for BTC, this was the drop which we just saw. That's 60% drop. Now this color here highlights the part when you go after one bottom and make a retest of the previous bottom. Now you are not actually hitting that exact bottom, but it shows you a double bottom in a longer time span chart. So now this color shows you the bullish attitude of the price, and this one shows the capitulation there. Now you have first capitulation, which is kicking out a lot of investors who were riding this bull market. Now this capitulation is kicking out those who entered here. Only the strong guys are riding the wave from this bottom towards the upside. Now compare it with XRP. You have same price action in terms of the theme of how it is dealing with investors. You have the first capitulation here, which was after breaking this particular level which we held for a long term for XRP, and that is one of the huge capitulation of buyers who entered into this FOMO and saw this one here and believed that yeah, we are going to go higher, where the triangle showed you that the possibility is that we are going to go to the downside. So that was the first shakeout or the capitulation, and the second one. Now the second one is huge because we got 100% pump first, then another 100, and then 220%. So in total, XRP did like 560% of pump. After which we corrected 70%. Now that too after getting such a bad news from SEC. Consider Bitcoin didn't have SEC news like this, or Ether didn't have SEC news, and Ether went like 65%, BTC went 60%. Even after this type of a news, XRP is still holding that 70-75%. That is huge if you understand this asset. Now there are individuals, say for example Kevin Cage, who I respect a lot, highlighting this here. And I completely agree with that perspective. I even think 10 to 15 trillion is not a bad deal, because say if you remember back in 2018, 20 trillion market cap in the next market cycle is cool. That's what Mike Novogratz from Galaxy highlighted. Now right now when you look at this and say no, 10 trillion is too big, look at how much their central banks have printed in last 1 year. And then look at the crypto market, which is solving the actual problem. If your country is experiencing such a hyperinflation, that is a huge problem for the residents of that nation. And right now they have an option to use this technology so that their purchasing power is not reduced. If you look at different fiat currencies and then compare it with this right now, you see a lot of value. Now, yes, being an XRP oriented channel, when you look at this, it's really a bit of pain, right? When you look yearly, others are way higher in terms of return on your investment, and XRP is still just 20%. Where you see Ether giving you 600%, BTC giving you 350%. So one of the things which you have to understand is, if the fundamental remains same and the short-term fluctuation is making this difference, that's a buying opportunity for me. Now, that's not a financial advice. I'm saying what I am personally doing with my portfolio. If you do understand what I'm doing with other assets and how I am widening the reach of my portfolio and increasing the return on investments, and how I am accumulating more for the longer term goals when the price came back towards this low, that's how you actually look at the market. If you do understand that, you can look at different assets. Say if you compare the same with Ether, you again come back and understand the same. Now, when the market is going high, you do have to understand you have resistance levels, right? But in a bull market, most of the time, these levels are shattered. But if it's not, do understand there are resistance levels. And if it is breaking, then you should keep an eye on the next one. Because in between somewhere, you would have that correction. Now, when I say correction, you should understand the corrections in this asset is not that small. In the bull market, 70% pump was there, 70% drop was there. And most of them who see that at that point would be shaken. If you don't understand this market, you would clearly be shaken. But that actually came for Ether after a stagnation period or a bull flag here, another pump. So the first wave, second wave, you got that 70% drop. Then the third wave to the upside. So based on history, you would be getting a similar wave here, right? So when you look at this, you can see the first wave, which is moving to the upside right now after the all-time highs. So from the all-time highs, last time for Ether, the new wave completion was around 200%. So if you look at Ether as of now and compare its price, for that situation, say 200%, it should reach around 4,000. I know right now we are at $1,000, it's just 4x. But if you look back, when we were here in the market cycle, around $360, $370 per Ether, it's like 10x your money. Now, yeah, you have to understand that just happened like 2-3 months back. And when we said we are going to break through 500, 750, 800, $1,000, many were kind of smiling. No, this is not going anywhere. Why? Because this particular drop here kicked out a lot of guys. Now, if you see here, you get to know that the 50-day moving average is crossing the 200-day moving average. Now, why am I referring to Ether on this golden cross? Because when Ether goes up, majority of the altcoins follow. And that is a bullish signal for the entire market. Now, when you go to XRP and look at what we are doing with Ether, you can understand the price is dropping. Previously, before the bull run happened, if you look at this clearly, you can see it easily. We broke through that support level and we reached a new low there. What are we doing right now? We are following something similar. What just happened after that? Now, the reason for this is when the altcoins are moving to the upside here, XRP is being resisted and then being corrected, a lot of drop. Now, I don't know what type of SEC news came here, but we pumped after that. Now, if you measure that in terms of Ether itself, you will understand it's 4,300%. Do keep this in mind. This 4,000 is when Ether is also pumping together. You have to understand that. Now, in the same scenario, if you argue that no, it's mostly related to BTC, go back in history. I'll delete all of these lines and then look. We dropped almost all the time. And when these market were pumping, If you look at the time frames, you understand BTC was pumping during this time frame. How much did XRP gain? Now this happened last time when BTC went like 100 times its price. XRP went all the way up, right? So if you measure from the bottom till the top, it's again 2000%. So 2000% more than BTC, 4000% more than Ether. Now it's completely up to you which asset you choose to ride this bull run. For me, my horse is ready. I do understand what I ride. Now that's 80% of my portfolio. 20% I do trade other assets, and my patrons know what I'm trading and where I'm buying because I share my buy with them, and when I close I do update them. Now me, I'm a medium to long term investor, so the short term noise doesn't affect me at all. I look at the long term profits. If you want to do the same, you can look at the Patreon link given in the description below. If you would just like to support the channel, you can use the PayPal or Patreon itself. If you received value for your time, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. I will meet you guys on the next video. Bye. Bye for now.